What's the current scene in AI agents? Today we're looking into biggest players. First is the Google's agents. OpenAI's Operator, Monica's Manus, must have heard about it, Agent.ai. And we're talking about general purpose consumer AI agents. These are not the enterprise AI agents like the ones that do sales, marketing, or repetitive admin tasks. These are the ones that you can use to do personal work sort of projects. Quickly, what's an AI agent? Basically, AI that can do stuff for you. There's this whole interesting view of the different stages of AI agents. We started here, the generalist chat, which was ChatGPT, that provide general assistance, and you can ask ChatGPT anything. And then we sort of move towards more subject matter experts, industry specific. We are currently at this stage, which is the AI agent stage, where AI can execute tasks autonomously with human oversight. The next stage is very interesting. It is the AI innovators, AI capable of setting goals and exploring creative paths. Currently, you have to tell an AI agent to do something and it does the whole thing for you. But the next stage is going to be innovating on what needs to be done. It would take the decision after exploring different paths, which is very interesting because then you would probably not need human managers. It will pretty much also manage itself. And the final stage is AI first organization, network of AI agents, AI innovators, and human overseers. It's going to take more organizational role where the AI is overseeing a team of humans and agents and AI innovators who are taking the decisions. To me, this is AGI. Okay, now let's look at these, starting with the Google's agents. This makes a lot of sense because Google has both Google Search and Google Shopping. Now the agents will enable users to do complex multi-step online activities such as researching, booking tickets, shopping, even buying properties. It uses a method, teach and repeat, where it learns after doing a single task and then can do it later more efficiently. Google still calls it very experimental AI agent, and it's available only to the US subscribers of the new AI Ultra plan. Google also announced an agent mode, which is a new feature coming soon to the Gemini app. This will give users AI agents that can research, complete tasks, and integrate with services like Chrome, Calendar, Maps, and Tasks. Then you'd be able to ask your AI agent to plan events, schedule appointments, set reminders, and would be very useful, especially for people who use Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Meet. Google agents can multitask and can handle up to 10 to 12 tasks at once. One interesting use case will be that agents can kind of like become like you in your workspace like Gmail and give smart replies. It'll go through all your previously sent messages, your uploaded files, and then do very personalized like you responses across your workspace. Developers can also leverage these agentic capabilities with the Gemini API and the SDK, which will also support open standards. The strength is that it's Google. We already use it for web browsing, booking, shopping, and research. Now everything just becomes smarter and autonomous. Limitation is that it's still experimental stage and limited to just a few portion of the US customers. Too big, I sense there's hesitation. There's only so much that can be automated. OpenAI's Operator, it's like ChatGPT, but it can see things, it can click on things and get things done for you on the web. You can make it shop for you, you can book flights. The strengths of Operator is that it can browse websites for you, and it can interact with websites just like humans do, capable of handling tasks such as booking things for you and buying things for you on the websites. The limitation is that it's still new, so it does accidentally like click on ads on the websites. I have not had access to Operator, only available to the pro users of ChatGPT and available only in the US, but it looks good and also expensive. Now let's look at China's Manus. Yes, China represent. This is being talked about a lot. It got really popular when it came out, and then it faced a lot of criticism on how it's basically a wrapper. It uses other sort of AI models to do things. Initially, there was a waitlist and it was open to a very few people, but now it's available to everyone. In fact, I tried it, made it do a few things for me. It was very impressive. Okay, I've also used Cursor, I've used Replit. I could see that sort of sophistication in something like this, which is a general purpose AI agent. Unlike Operator, the strengths of which lies mostly in web-based tasks, this can handle lots of things: financial analysis, content creation, database compilation, and of course everything that Operator also does, like book things for you, shop things for you. It can handle pretty complex tasks as well. Okay, so last night I asked it to make a web page where I'd be able to see daily AI updates and latest like news in tech and AI, and then turn those news bits into scripts. And I also told it how I want those scripts to be, which is my style of doing content, and I use my free credits for this. The way Manus works is pretty impressive. Now, instead of using one neural network, it employs a multi-agent system. The way it works is pretty special. This is going to get a little advanced. A planner agent creates a master plan, breaking tasks into subtasks, specialized sub-agents, each with its own domain, which is knowledge, memory, execution, then handles these subtasks. An executor agent combines the result. Leverages Anthropic's Claude. Strengths: it's doing complex tasks, but it's comparatively cheaper, about like $2 per task. Okay, weakness: it does crash a little bit. Now let's come to Agent.ai, and I regularly use Agent.ai. Dharmesh Shah, he's the co-founder and CTO of HubSpot. A fun fact: I actually started working on AI agents after a popular VC pointed me towards it. I started with Agent.ai, and I was lucky to get the early access to the agent builder. So Agent.ai is different from Operator and Manus. This is a Fiverr of AI agent, place where you can use different expert AI agents for different tasks. Like one day I want to work on some things, and then I'd go to Agent.ai and select the agents that I want to use to get those things done. These AI agents have rating, like you'd have for a person, and you'd have feedback, you'd have comments. You can also follow agents. So it's like a thriving ecosystem of AI freelancers, which are actually built by people like you and I. It's something that I use a lot. You can also build your own AI agent. Or to build an agent, so a domain expertise or understanding of a particular customer domain would be helpful for a person to create an AI agent, which when you sign up, they send you like an email with a Loom video recording, which is a very simple video in which they teach you how to build an agent using natural language. If you want to build and deploy your first agent, then you want people, and it's a more community sort of approach. I sort of look at it as LinkedIn, where people, if you're good at something, instead of just talking about it on LinkedIn, you can put an agent out there on Agent.ai and monetize it. Like, people pay the agent to get a particular task done. It's not like there'll only be one of agent for one kind of particular task. It depends on you. How do you make that agent? It could have your sort of insights, your way of doing it. So that makes it like really unique. Future, the vision is that these agents will be able to work together and get things done. And of course, the ones that are highly rated, have more comments, sort of more people using it, sort of more reliable to do those tasks. And try building an agent. Now, pros of Agent.ai is that it's very simple to use. You can also build your own agent. The cons is that it's limited to very simple tasks. Like, it's not like one interface and you give it like a task and it'll just somehow figure out a way to do it. You have to select which sort of agent you want to use. Okay, now let's look at the summary. Google agents. Whatever you were doing on Google can be now done autonomously with agents. Pros: agents are built into everything that we already use. Cons: still very experimental and only limited to the US subscribers. Operator: best for automating boring browser chores. Pros: navigates just like a human. Cons: well, it's expensive and only available to the pro users, only available in the US right now. Manus: the power tool for hardcore tasks. Pros: can do complex tasks and is high performance. Cons: may crash sometimes. Agent.ai is a platform for AI agents that you and I can build and put it out there. Pros: build your own agent that also has a community. Cons: it's still building itself, but it's got a very Silicon Valley episode energy. Now, my views on this is that we still haven't really figured out how to actually use them and for what all. And it's similar to when ChatGPT had just come, and we did not know its full capabilities until we saw people actually use it. And then we were like, oh yeah, this is how I can use it. And then it sort of became part of our daily usage, right? So we're having a similar sort of stage with AI agents. We don't really know how to use it and for what all. My First Million, which is a podcast, and they've turned that into like a website, and they've deployed multiple AI agents. Every time there's a new episode release, it gathers all that content, sorts it in these different codes and ideas and tasks, and puts it all on the website. These agents are working autonomously to build that whole, they call it the My First Million vault. So I find that to be really useful. Okay, so on this channel, I will be doing exactly that. I'll be helping you understand this better and make it easier for you to know how to use these. And this is how we start, like just knowing about what's out there. More on this topic coming soon. And I would really appreciate if you like this video. All right, bye-bye.